Hey everyone, passwords suck. Why do they suck, you ask? Well, because they're super insecure. And I can tell, because I'm super insecure. In 2017, over 150 million people saw their passwords leaked, just in the Equifax leak. In 2018, 3.5 billion people had their online data leaked in some way or another. According to the Better Business Bureau, it is safe practice to change your password once every 30 days and to never reuse the same password twice for different platforms. According to online password service Dashlane, the average American has roughly 200 accounts that require password authentication. How many people are honestly using a unique password for each of those and changing that unique password once every 30 days? Because I know I'm not doing that. But let's springboard off that and imagine a horrific scenario. Imagine for a minute that you're elderly. And you have a hard time remembering one password, let alone 200. You wake up one morning hoping to log into Facebook, see your friend Dorothy's daughter's, grandma's, husband's, son's, fish's bat mitzvah pictures, hot off the press. Except, oh no, what's this? You can't remember your Facebook password. Well, don't worry, you can just reset it. Click that little button and head on over to your email and bada bing, bada boom, you're gonna get that sucker reset. Except, oh no, you forgot the password for your email? Well, don't worry. You can just reset it with your phone, get that two-factor authentication going. Just head on over to your phone, enter in your 2-digit PIN, and you'll be right as rain. Except, what's this? You forgot the 2-digit PIN to your phone? Well, doesn't look like you're going to be looking at your friend Dorothy's daughter's, grandma's, husband's, son's, fish's bat mitzvah today, pal. That scenario might be a slight, very slight, mind you, over-exaggeration, but 21% of users forget their passwords after 2 weeks, and 25% of that 21% forget at least one password per day. Passwords have seen remarkably little innovation since their inception. The biggest addition we've seen is the inclusion of optional two-factor authentication in most cases, which is nothing more than a sad band-aid to the septic wound that is passwords. So what can be done about this? Well, if I was the FBI or a password scammer or, God forbid, Big Password themselves, I would say nothing can be done, and it's a perfect system. Thankfully, I'm not one of those people. I'm Corey. Nice to meet. Something can be done. There is a system called Keystroke Dynamics that utilizes machine learning to analyze users' idiosyncrasies and then grant access based on whether it detects you as a properly authenticated user. Authorized user, not authenticated. You'd be authenticated after you were authorized. Anyway, there's one man named A.S. Anagon who believes so strongly in this system that he has researched it for the past 4 decades. He has written so extensively about this subject that 90% of everything I can find on this topic comes from him, and I can find a lot. So that is saying something. And also that 90% is an extreme over-exaggeration. But his name did keep coming up, and he was referenced a bunch. According to A.S. Anagon, the way to begin with Keystroke Dynamics would be to add it in conjunction with passwords. The system would learn over a small length of time how you type your password via things such as, did the user type any letters incorrectly? Do you, consistently hit L instead of S or something? Did they type slow? Did they type fast? Was their speed affected by the distance of the letter from the home row? Does the user use shifts or caps lock to capitalize their letters? How long did the user leave the keys pressed? Etc. Machine learning would take all this information, bundle it together, wrap it up with a neat bow, and then use it to verify users. Eventually, passwords would be completely phased out entirely and replaced with a unique short phrase that would change upon each attempt of authentication. Eventually, this system could also be expanded upon to beyond just passwords. This would mean things like no longer having to fish out your wallet when you're online shopping. The system would be able to verify who you are and authorize purchases off that. This is assuming that you have your payment method already saved on whatever site, or your bank account linked, of course. The great thing about biometric measurement is it can't be stolen in the traditional way that a normal password could be, whether that be through phishing or hacking. People compare keystroke dynamics to a digital fingerprint, but really it is so much more than that. With enough time and effort and information, a fingerprint could be recreated or replicated. The idiosyncrasies utilized by keystroke dynamics, however, would be much harder to reproduce, and according to some experts, impossible. According to security expert Morris Chang of Iowa State University, keystroke dynamics are 98% effective at verifying users, with that number constantly rising over time as technology improves. Passwords, on the other hand, would let anyone access a system, so long as they have the proper passphrase. Companies everywhere are already beginning to utilize keystroke dynamics. If you have ever clicked that tiny little Google CAPTCHA checkbox, then you yourself have already utilized this technology, even if a very small version of it. The idea of keystroke dynamics is one that has been around for a while, but as we go into the near future, I would not be surprised to see it become one of the main ways that people use to authenticate themselves while using different services. If the idea of keystroke dynamics is one that sounds interesting to you, I urge you to look into projects that utilize it. One project that is up and coming that utilizes it is Typing DNA, which is a company that aims to develop in-browser APIs that anyone can use within their own personal projects. If you are a computer science major or just someone who dabbles in making websites or really any other project that requires some sort of authentication, I highly recommend you looking into them. It is a great alternative to passwords as it uses keystroke dynamics, and it is free. So anyway, thank you very much. I hope I changed your mind on hating passwords. I hope you hate them now. Thank you.